This
So,
conference will now be recorded.
the agenda for today's class is, so you'll get complete introduction to Power BI. Introduction to Power BI. So in this 60 minutes of session, you'll get a complete idea of what is Power BI, what we can do with Power BI, and you can even get an idea on Power BI architecture. So this is the Power BI architecture. You can understand the Power BI architecture also. Fine. So before I start explaining what is Power BI, if I ask a basic question, what do you guys know about Power BI? What do you people know about Power BI? Some people will tell that Power BI is a reporting software. Reporting software. Some people will tell that Power BI is a data visualization software. Data visualization software. Some people will tell that Power BI is a data analytics software. Data analytics software. Some people will tell that Power BI is a business intelligence software. Business intelligence software. Business intelligence BI software. BI software. Everyone is correct here, guys. So Power BI have many names. Everyone is correct here. Who is calling it as a reporting software? They're correct. Who is calling it as a data visualization software? They're correct. Who is calling it as a data analytics software? These people are correct. Who is calling it as a business intelligence software? Even those people are correct. In Power BI, if you see in the name itself, you have BI. In the name itself, you have BI. This BI full form is business intelligence, guys. Business intelligence. Leave it about these technical words. In simple terms, there is a software developed by Microsoft. Who developed Power BI software? Power BI software was developed by Microsoft. The question is, who will use Power BI software? Who will use Power BI software? Who will use Power BI software, guys? Who will use Power BI software? Who will use Power BI software? Who will use Power BI software? So there is a software developed by Microsoft. Who will use it? And you are here to learn Power BI, right? Once you learn Power BI, we call you as what? We call you as Power BI developer. We call you as Power BI developer. We call you as, some people will call you as a BA developer, simple. Some people will call you as a BA developer. Some people will call you as a data analyst. Once you learn Power BI, you might have any name, guys. Analyst. Who will give the job for you? Within 2 months, you will learn Power BI. Once you learn Power BI, we call you as a Power BI developer. Who will give the job for Power BI developer? Who will hire? Who will hire Power BI developer? For both the questions, the answer is same, guys. So let me explain. When there is any company, whether it is a small company or whether it is a level 5 company, a top MNC, when there is any company, when we establish a company, what we will do? We'll do some business. When we establish a company, we'll do some business like retail business, healthcare business, e-commerce business, or banking business, or real estate business. Any business will do. When there is any company, they'll do the business. When they do the business, from the business, they'll get business data. Out of business, they'll get what? Business data. So they'll get some business data. When they're getting the business data, that business data, some people will store in SQL Server database. That business data, some people will store in Oracle database. Some people will store in Excel files. Some people will store in other data sources also, other places also. One day, when the company want to analyze how they are running the business, yes, how many customers are there, how much revenue we generated, so how much profits we are getting. One day when the company want to analyze the business data, one day when the company want to analyze the business data, so so when any company they have business data, they want to analyze it, guys. When the company have business data, they want to analyze it. To analyze the business data, See, look at this. How we will analyze the business data is any company, how they will analyze the business data is by creating a report like this. I'll show you a report like this. By creating a report like this, they want to analyze the business data. Let me show you. Let me go to my workspace. And there is a report like this. Any company, how they will analyze the business data is by creating a report like this. By creating the reports like this, they'll analyze the business data. What is the total quantity we sold? How much sales amount we received? What is the profit amount we received? So by creating some reports like this, we'll analyze the business data, guys. We'll analyze the business data. So if you want to create a report like this, we need some software. So let me write here. By creating reports and dashboards, by creating reports or visuals, we will analyze the business data. We will analyze the business data. Right? When a company want to create a report like this, they need some software to do this. That software is Power BI, guys. That software is Power BI. Any company who want to analyze the business data by creating some reports or visuals, they'll use Power BI software. So they'll go to Microsoft and they'll buy the Power BI software. Only buying the Power BI software will not create a report like this. So using the Power BI, if they want to create a report like this or a dashboard like this, they need one skilled person who knows how to use Power BI, how to create a report like this, right? So along with the Power BI software, what they need is they need Power BI developer, guys. They need to hire either you or me. Either you or me, they need to hire, guys. This Power BI developer will use Power BI software and will create some reports and visuals on the company's business data. That reports and dashboards will help the companies to analyze their business data, to understand how they are running the business. Okay. Any company, whether it is a small company or top MNC, when they want to analyze the business data, they want one software, Power BI, they want one developer, Power BI developer. So here, one thing you need to understand is to analyze the business data, we not only have Power BI in the market. If you want to buy a mobile, how many different brands of mobiles are there in the market? Lot of brands are there. Same way, when you want to analyze the business data, we not only have what? Power BI. Along with Power BI, dozens of softwares are there in the market. What are the softwares? Tableau, correct? Tableau, ClickView,
Tableau.
MSBI, OBIEE, Cognos, BO. Like this, dozens of softwares are there in the market to analyze the business data. Among all these softwares, most widely used software is Power BI, guys. There is no doubt, most widely used software. See, even when there are a lot of mobile brands, most of the people will use one brand. So same way, when there are a lot of BI tools, reporting tools, among all them, the most widely used one is what? So in the leaders board, Microsoft Power BI is in the first place. Second place, Tableau. Third place, ClickView. So all the softwares, not only this, we even have some more softwares also. Among all the softwares, Microsoft Power BI is most widely used. So there is no near competitor for Microsoft Power BI, guys. Power BI. So currently there are a lot of job opportunities on Power BI, and even for a couple of years, we are sure Power BI will rule the data analytics space, guys. That much capabilities are there in the tool. Fine. What are the softwares I listed? They are categorized into two different categories, guys. All the above softwares are categorized into traditional softwares, and self-service softwares. Self-serviced softwares. Whatever the softwares I listed here, so that softwares either comes under traditional softwares or either comes under self-service softwares. So here Power BI, Tableau, ClickView comes under self-service softwares, and this softwares comes under traditional softwares. On what basis I am categorizing them? We'll discuss. Power BI comes under where? Self-serviced. Power BI comes under a self-serviced software. Self-serviced software. Again, all the above softwares, they have one more categorization. All the above softwares again they categorized into on-premise softwares, on-premise softwares, and cloud-based softwares, and cloud-based softwares. I will discuss about every word, guys. First, I am writing them. I'll explain about every word. So Power BI comes under where means Power BI comes under a category called cloud-based software. It's a cloud-based software. When you ask me to give the complete definition of Power BI, I can write the complete definition of Power BI like this. Power BI is a self-serviced, cloud-based reporting software or data visualization software or data analytics software or business intelligence software. This is the definition of Power BI. The six, we call it as characteristics of Power BI. Self-serviced, cloud-based reporting, data visualization, data analytics, business intelligence, or the characteristics of Power BI. If you can understand all these characteristics, you can easily understand what Power BI software will do. You can easily understand what this Power BI architecture is. So within 60 minutes of time, I'll promise you, you'll clearly understand what Power BI software will do. What is this Power BI architecture? Just concentrate. Fine. First, I'll start with what is self-serviced. Why people are calling Power BI software as a self-serviced software? Why people are calling Power BI software as a self-serviced software? Fine. So when we can call one software as a self-service software is with the help of any software, with the help of any software, if you are able to complete the work, able to complete the work with drag and drop, point and click, with drag and drop, drag and drop, point and click, point and click, we call them as self-service softwares, self-serviced softwares. So without writing the code, so when company provided some data, to analyze the data, to create a report like this, without writing the code, with a drag and drop, point and click, if you're able to complete this work, we call that software as self-service software. Yes. Look at this. When company provided some data to you, some business data, either in SQL Server or Oracle, on top of this data, they will ask you to create some reports and visuals. So to bring that data to Power BI, to create reports and visuals, to share that reports and visuals to your client, in Power BI, you no need to write code. You can complete the work with a drag and drop, point and click. That is the reason we are calling it as self-serviced software. In the older days, to analyze the business data, they use in the older days, to analyze the business data, they used which softwares? Traditional softwares. All the old softwares 10 years back, whatever the softwares are there in the market, they comes under traditional softwares. So when we need to analyze the business data using traditional softwares, we need to write the code. And not only code, it takes a lot of time to complete the project. In the older days, to complete the big data analytics project, it takes 12 months of time. But situation changed now, guys. So these days, to analyze the business data, people are not using traditional softwares. People are using which softwares these days? Self-service softwares. If you see here, in the top 3 places, whatever the softwares you have, Microsoft Power BI, Tableau, ClickView, the 3 softwares comes under self-service. So how they come to top place means most of people are using that. So these days, most of people are using self-service softwares only. To analyze the business data, most of the people are using self-service softwares only. And what is the advantage? No coding. When you go with why people are using no coding, and how can you complete the work when there is no coding? With drag and drop, point and click, you can complete the work. Okay, so as there is no coding, we can even complete the work with less time, 3 to 4 months of time. Same data, same analysis with the traditional softwares, 12 months. Same data, same analysis with self-service softwares within 3 to 4 months with the drag and drop. That much powerful, guys. Right. So I'll show you. Take an example. My company is storing the data in SQL Server, guys. I joined for ABC company. ABC company is doing a retail business. retail business, and their business data is storing in SQL Server. They're asking to analyze the data by creating some reports and visuals. Now, to do that with Power BI, you don't need to write any code. Let me show you here. This is Power BI software. I install it. I'll open the Power BI software and I'll start connecting to my SQL Server database where my company is storing the business data. I'll bring that data to Power BI. I'll create reports and visuals on top of it. So to do all this, I no need to write any code. I'll show you. I'm opening Power BI desktop, Power BI software. Just close this. Once you close this, you want to bring the data. There is get data into Power BI. I need to bring the data. I need to bring the data. From where I need to bring the data? Where my company is storing their business data? In SQL Server database. I need to connect to SQL Server. Get data. You have an option called what here? SQL Server. Into Power BI, you can bring the data from hundreds of different data sources. Hundreds of different data sources. I can bring the data from SQL Server, DB2, MySQL, Sybase, Teradata, almost from any kind of data source. I can connect to any kind of data source. All these are data sources only, where companies will store the business data. I need to bring the data this time from where? SQL Server database. Click on connect. When you click on connect, you need to give the server name and database name. Who will provide the server names and database names is companies will provide you. When you join in the company, companies will provide that server names and database names. Let me provide the server name, not this. Let me provide the server name and let me provide the database name here. So database name is optional. It is not mandatory. Press OK. When I press OK, it will open the server and it will show the list of database in that server. And database is the place where you will have tables. Tables is the place where we will store the data. Which database data you need to analyze. If you want to analyze this database tables data, you can expand, you can select the tables. I need to analyze product database data. There are customers table, products table, and sales table. I need to analyze these three data, guys. These three tables data. Click on load. The three tables data will come from SQL Server to Power BI, guys. So we connected to SQL Server. We brought the three tables into Power BI. So have you written any code to bring the three tables? Look at this. We bought the three tables, and so far I don't even written any code. I got the three tables. Along with the three tables, you will even have the data in it. You have three tables. When you go to each table, you'll have the data: customers related data, products related data, sales related data. You'll have it. Sales related data. You have it. Right? We bought the tables. Now I want to perform some analysis here. My client is asking, what is the total quantity we sold? There is a order quantity. What is the total quantity we sold? I want to show. You want to choose one visual and you want to show what is the order quantity. Just I'll go and choose one card visual here. In this visual, I want to show what is the quantity we sold. Just go and drag the order quantity column. So how much quantity we sold? 6434 quantity. Fine. When we sell this much quantity, what is the sales amount we're getting? What is the sales amount we're getting? Okay, you are telling that quantity we sold is 6434. From this quantity, what is the sales amount we have? I want to take another card visual. I'll go and drag this time sales amount column. There is a sales amount column. Just go and drag the sales amount column. How much sales we are getting? 3.11 million sales. Okay, there are male customers who are doing the business with us. There are female customers who are doing the business with us. I want each gender wise sales. Male gender, how much sales we have? Female gender, how much sales we have? You need to take one visual and you need to drag, go to the customer data table, drag the gender column, go to the sales data table, drag the sales amount column, which will show each gender how much sales amount you have. Look at this. Female gender is light blue color. They're doing a sales of 1.62 million. Male gender is dark blue color. They're doing a sales of 1.49 million. When you sum these two values, it will come to what? 3.11 million. So my client is asking to show each product how much sales amount you are getting. We are selling multiple products in the company. We're selling multiple products in the company. Each product how much sales amount you are getting. To show each product how much sales amount you're getting, you need to take one visual here and keep it somewhere. And this time I want to drag product name. Let me go and go to the product table, and there is a column called product name column. Drag the product name and drag the sales amount. So look at this. To perform any analysis, to show each product how much sales you are getting, each product how much sales amount you are getting. So are we writing any code here to do this analysis? No. To bring the tables into Power BI, To create the reports or to perform some analysis, I haven't written any code. With a drag and drop, with point and click, I'm able to complete it.
Sorry to disturb, Sunil Kumar.
So I'll give the time for the questions. Even when I start the demo, I said that I'll answer all your questions at the end of the demo. So
Okay.
please cooperate with me. Make a note of your questions. I'll answer your questions at the end of the demo. I'll stop my class, guys, please. So if I give the time for the questions now, it is not possible to complete the demo by time. So I'll answer all your questions at the end of the demo. I'll stop my class. Please make a note of the questions, guys, please. Fine. Like this, you can perform the analysis with drag and drop, point and click. In any software, if you're able to perform the analysis with drag and drop, point and click, we can call them as what? Self-service software. So to learn the self-service softwares, to work with self-service softwares, you no need to have any prior IT knowledge. People will ask, to learn Power BI, do I need any knowledge? Without any knowledge, you can learn the software, guys. Fine. We understand why we are calling Power BI as a self-service software. Next one is cloud-based. Why people will call Power BI software as a cloud-based software? At the end of the demo, we'll discuss what is cloud-based and what is on-premise. So what is cloud-based, what is on-premise, you will understand. For now, keep it on hold. Let's jump into the next point. Next one is what? Reporting. Why people will call Power BI as a reporting software? Reporting software. First of all, let me give the definition of reporting. Presenting the data in a structured format we call as reporting, guys. We call as reporting. Presenting the data in a structured format, we call it as reporting. So reporting and data visualization are related to each other. I'll parallelly discuss about them. Reporting and data visualization are related to each other. We will parallelly discuss about them. What is data visualization? Let me give the definition first. Presenting the data in a graphical format we call as data visualization. Only difference is what? Structured format. Here it is graphical format. Let's understand what is this. In the older days, to analyze the business data, people will present in the structured format, and they will analyze the business data. These days, to analyze the business data, people are not presenting in structured format, they're presenting in graphical format. Why these days people are presenting in graphical format? Why not in the structured format? Let's understand what is structured format and what is graphical format. Let's understand, guys. So I have one table. I joined for e-commerce company. What they'll do, Flipkart, Amazon, Snapdeal, they comes under e-commerce company, right? So we will place an order and they will deliver the order. We will buy the products in online, right? So I have one table called orders table, where we are storing all the orders related data. In the table, we are storing all the orders related data. So let me go to the orders table here. Orders table. So we have one table. Who is the customer placed the order? On what date he placed the order? And the order was shipped on which date? From which city he placed the order? And how much quantity he purchased? What is the quantity he purchased? What is the sales amount we paid? And how much profit they received from this order? They have some details, guys. I want to show what is the total sales amount we received when we sell all the orders. When we sell all the orders, what is the sales amount we received? You want to go and choose one visual here. You want to go and choose one visual and just go and drag the orders table, guys. Go to orders table, drag the sales column. So total sales we are getting is 2.3 million. Okay, total sales is 2.3 million. Now my client is asking, okay, you are telling total sales is 2.3 million. We are selling multiple subcategories in the company. So totally 17 different subcategories we are selling. Totally 17 different subcategories we are selling. So total all the subcategories together, they are giving 2.3 million sales. My client is asking to show each subcategory how much sales amount you're getting. Each subcategory, how much sales amount you're getting. To show each subcategory how much sales amount we are getting. So in the older days, to show subcategory wise sales, we will present in which format in the older days? In the structured format. In the structured format, we'll present in the older days. Let me show what is that structured format. I want to show subcategory wise sales. Drag the subcategory, drag the sales. When you present the data like this, we call it as structured format, guys. We call it as structured format. Go to grid. So when you present the data like this, we call it as structured format. So total is 2.3 million, 2.3 million, and each subcategory how much sales it is doing, we are showing here. So, and we will share that with the clients. Older days, clients will see the data and they will understand which subcategory is doing how much sales. But these days, I said that people will not present the data in the structured format. They'll present the data in the graphical format. Why? So they don't present the data like this. They don't present the data like this. So I'll go and take a visual here. Visual. When I present the data in the structured format, my client is to understand this data, it will take time. So just wait, you'll understand. So these days people will present the data in the graphical format. Why? So same subcategory wise sales I'll show here. Drag the subcategory, drag the sales. I'll do some basic formatting here. I'll sort this data based on subcategory in ascending order, and I'll show the sales values there. In both the places, the information I'm showing is same, guys. There is no difference. Here also I'm showing subcategory wise sales. What is this? What is this? What is this? So here also you have subcategory wise sales. Subcategory wise sales. Here also you have what? Subcategory wise sales. So subcategory accessories, what is the sales amount? Appliances, what is the sales amount? Art, what is the sales amount? Same way, accessories, appliances, art, the sales value. Towards tables, what is the sales value? Towards tables, what is the sales value? In both the places, the information I'm showing is same. In one place, I'm presenting in structured format. In another place, I'm presenting in graphical format. So in the older days, we will present like this, we'll share with our clients. These days, we will present like this, we'll share with the clients. Why? Why we are not presenting the data in the structured format? Why we need to present the data in the graphical format? So look at this structured format data and tell me which subcategory is doing more sales. Look at this and tell me which subcategory is doing more sales here. Compare all the sales values and tell me which one is doing more sales. To compare all the values here, to understand which one is doing more sales, it takes time here. It takes time. But look at the visual and tell me which subcategory is doing more sales. Within fraction of seconds, I can tell that chairs is doing more sales, phones is doing more sales. When you present the data in the graphical format, end user can understand the data within less time. Clients, they can understand the business data within less time, guys. That is the reason people these days, they're going and presenting the data in the graphical format, not in the structured format. So there are other data visualization tools in the market. There is no competitor for Power BI in this data visualization area. Why? There are other data visualization tools in the market or softwares in the market. Hardly you will have 50 visuals in them. In Power BI data visualization software, data visualization tool, you have 250 visuals. Whatever the tables data you have here, we can present in 250 different formats, guys. You can present in column chart, you can present in tree map, you can present in bar chart, you can present in pie chart, you can present in donut chart. Like this, how many visualizations you can present the data is 250 visuals. You might ask me, where is 250 visuals here? So you are seeing only 40 visuals. So when I go here, you have an option called what? Get more visuals. When I go there, you'll find get more visuals. When I click on this, you'll go to a page where you can find hundreds of visuals. In this page, you can find hundreds of visuals, not one or two. So you can bring any visual and you can start using it. You can bring any visual and you can start using it. Linear Gauss visual. I need to use this. Just click on add and you can use it. Like this, you can use any visual, guys. Pie chart tree. Click on add. When I click on add, that visual will come here. And you can start using that visual to present the data. So as we have, what is the advantage when I have more visuals? Sometimes in some visual, when you present the data, client can understand easily. When I have more number of visuals, we can try different visuals. Wherever my client is able to understand the data easily, I can choose that visual. Guys. So this is the reason there is no competitor for Power BI in this data visualization area. So in any software, If you're able to present the data in the structured format, we call that as reporting software, guys. Look at this. If a software is capable enough to present the data in the structured format like this, you can call that software as reporting software. Power BI, I can present the data in the structured format like this. That is the reason we call it as reporting software. Same way, in any software, if you're able to present the data in the graphical format, we can call that software as data visualization software. In Power BI, I can present the data in the graphical format like this. As I'm able to present the data in the graphical format, can I call this Power BI software as a data visualization software? Means yes. Power BI software will help us to present the data in the graphical format. That is the reason we call it as data visualization software. Power BI software will help us to present the data in the structured format also. That is the reason people will call it as reporting software. Fine. So far we understand why we are calling Power BI as a self-service software, reporting software, and data visualization software. Next one is data analytics software. When you can call one software as a data analytics software. Even Excel, we call it as one data analytics software. Why? When we can call one software as a data analytics software? With the help of any software, if you are able to perform some analysis, with the help of any software, if you are able to analyze the data, if we are able to analyze the data, we call them as data analytics softwares, guys. Data analytics software. So I have some data. So with the help of any software, if you can bring that data, if you can perform some analysis, you can call that software as data analytics software. In Power BI, I can load millions of records of my client's data. I can perform my analysis. When you're able to do this, you can call it as data analytics software, guys. In Excel also, you can bring some data to the Excel. You can perform some analysis in the Excel. Even Excel is a data analytics software. Any software, if it has some capability to analyze the data, that software is a data analytics software, guys. In Power BI, we can load millions of records of data. We can perform the analysis. So whatever I discussed so far are very basic things. Whatever I'm going to discuss from now for coming 25 minutes is important. The next one is business intelligence. If you want to understand what Power BI will do, what is this Power BI architecture, complete Power BI architecture? So business intelligence is important one which you need to understand. Fine, let's start with what is business intelligence. Why people will call Power BI as a business intelligence software. If you observe in the Power BI itself, you have BI. So this BI full form is what? Business intelligence. Business intelligence. Let me give the definition of BI. What is BI? Let me give the definition. Business intelligence is a process, guys. Business intelligence is a process. So in the software field, we will implement one process. For that process, software people, they given the name called business intelligence. Look at this. So this complete process, for this process, software people, they given the name called business intelligence process. Okay, you're telling it's a one process. Okay, what we will do in that process? In that process, we'll convert company's business data into actionable information, guys. That process, how it will help us is, it will convert company's business data into actionable information. So someone asked, what is the definition of business intelligence? Business intelligence is a process which converts business data into an actionable information, So you need to thoroughly understand how we will convert the business data into actionable information. So tomorrow when you go and join in the company as a Power BI developer, you even want to do the same thing. Guys. Fine. We started with definition. Let's understand more about it. Let's understand more about it. First of all, who want to implement this business intelligence process? You are telling that there is a process called business intelligence. That process will help us to convert company's business data into actionable information. Who want to implement this process? Is when there is any company who is doing some business, who has some business data, to analyze the business data in the software field, we will implement the business intelligence process, guys. So in the software field, any company who want to analyze the business data, they will implement this business intelligence process, guys. We need to implement business intelligence process and we need to analyze the business data. Implement business intelligence process, BI process. Using that BI process, we will analyze the business data. Using that BI process, will analyze the business data. Okay, you are telling that any company who need to analyze the business data, they want to implement the BI process. What it is, where it will start? The BI process will start in OLTP systems, guys. In the software field, everything will have a name. Even here in the earth, everything will have a name, right? If you see, my name is Sunil. Why our parents kept a name for us? So for identification purpose, when there are a lot of people, when we don't have the name, calling the people is difficult. Same way in the software field also, every component will have a name. The place where companies store the business data, software people, they call them as OLTP systems, guys. So there is OLTP, it's a name, guys. I said that where BI process will start is in the OLTP systems, guys. The place where companies store the business data. Companies store business data. We call as OLTP systems. OLTP system. My name is Sunil, right? The same way OLTP is also name. It's just a name. The full form for OLTP is online transactional processing. The full form of OLTP is online transactional processing. When you join in the company as a Power BI developer, when I join in one company as a Power BI developer, they'll give either one OLTP system or multiple OLTP systems. When you join in the company as a Power BI developer, they'll give either one OLTP system or multiple OLTP systems. Some companies will store all their business data in SQL Server, one OLTP system itself. So they might give that and they might ask you to create reports and visuals to analyze the business data. Some companies will store some subset of business data in Excel, some subset of business data in the SQL Server. They might ask you to analyze both the data together. They might ask you to create some reports and visuals on both the data together. That means when you join in the company as a Power BI developer, they'll give either one OLTP system or multiple OLTP system. OLTP is the place where companies will store what? Their business data. Their business data. They'll give it. And they will ask you to analyze this data, OLTP's data. And in the software field, it is never recommended to create the reports directly on top of OLTP systems. We never, in the IT field, we never create reports directly on top of OLTP systems. We'll create a separate system called OLAP system. On top of OLAP system, we'll create the reports and visuals. So you will understand why. So it is never recommended. Note, it is never recommended. So they will give OLTP systems and they'll ask you to analyze the data. How we will analyze the data? By creating some reports and visuals, we'll analyze the business data. I'm telling that it is never recommended to create reports and visuals directly on top of OLTP system. We need to create a separate system called OLAP system. On top of OLAP system, we need to create reports and visuals. So I'll explain why. It is never recommended to perform analysis directly on top of OLTP systems, directly on top of OLTP system, guys. OLTP system. It is never recommended to perform analysis directly on top of OLTP systems. Yes. Then what we need to do is we need to create a separate system called OLAP system and we need to do the analysis. OLAP is again a name. OLAP stands for online analytical processing. Full form for OLAP is online analytical processing. And we need to move the data from OLTP to OLAP. So to move the data from OLTP to OLAP, we need ETL softwares. I'll discuss why it is not recommended to create the reports or visuals on OLTP, why we need to create a separate system called OLAP. So I'll discuss in few minutes. So once you are creating the OLAP separate system for reporting purpose, you need to move the data from OLTP system to OLAP. To move the data from OLTP systems to OLAP in the software field, we'll have ETL softwares, guys. Which softwares will help us? ETL softwares. To move the data from OLTPs to OLAP, data from OLTP to OLAP, we use ETL softwares. ETL softwares will help us to move the data from OLTPs to OLAP. As we are not supposed to create the reports on OLTP, we are creating a separate system called OLAP. and we need to move the data from OLTP to OLAP using the ETL softwares. ETL full form is extract, transform, and load. Extract, transform, and load. We need to use these softwares. Okay. Now, what data we need to move from OLTP to OLAP? So OLTPs will contains complete business data. OLTPs will contains complete business data. So take an example, it contains customers related data, it contains products related data, it contains employee related data, it contains financial related data. All the business data is there here. Into the OLAP, I'm telling that we need to move the data only that is required for analysis. So when client provided some data to you, and when they ask you to perform some analysis by creating some reports and visuals, as we know that we are not supposed to create directly on top of OLTP systems, we need to create a separate system called OLAP system. Into the OLAP system, what data I need to move is, so it is not recommended to dump all the data what is there in the OLTP to OLAP, all the data. You need to move only the data that is required for analysis purpose. What is the meaning is, out of all this data, client is asking to create reports on, client is asking to create the reports on only financial related data. When client is asking to create the reports on only financial related data, out of all this, you need to move only financial related data to the OLAP. Always, OLAP should contains the data which is required to show in the reports and visuals. Client never asks you to create reports on complete data. Even though OLTPs contains complete business data, they might ask you to create the reports on only some subset of data.
Hello.
Only that data we need to move into OLAP. Yes,
Hello, sir.
Prakash. Yes, tell me, Prakash. Wait,
Okay, sir. No problem, sir. Continue, sir. Continue.
fine. Right. So what data we need to move to OLAP? Into the OLAP, we need to move only the data that is required for analysis. I want to create reports on only financial related data. When I want to create the reports only on financial related data, out of complete business data, I want to bring only financial related data to here. So I said that always OLAP should contains the data that is required for analysis purpose. Once you move the data that is required for analysis purpose into the OLAP, on top of OLAP, you can start creating the reports and visuals. We can create reports or visuals on OLAP, guys. Right? So why OLTPs are not recommended when clients provided the OLTP systems? Why you are not creating the reports and visuals on OLTP systems? Why? So why we are creating a separate system called OLAP system? And why we need to move the data to OLAP system, and why we need to create reports and visuals on OLAP system? Means, so to understand it, I'll explain about that for 45 minutes to half an hour of 45 minutes to half an hour in coming classes, guys. Why OLTP systems are not recommended for reporting purpose, and why we need to create a separate system called OLAP system. OLTP databases, they're not recommended for reporting purpose. So OLTP systems will contain normalized data. The data will be stored in many number of tables. When you create the reports on many number of tables, when you share that reports with the clients, the performance, it will degrade, guys. You will have less performance. So each box is one table. When you try to create the reports on more number of tables, the report performance will not be good. This is the major reason why we don't create the reports directly on top of OLTP systems. OLTP systems will contain normalized data, and the data will be stored in more number of tables. When you want to perform some analysis, you want to create the reports on more number of tables. When you create it, the performance will degrade, guys. That is the reason what we will do is, we need to create a separate database called OLAP database. OLAP database will contain denormalized data, and the data will be stored in the less number of tables. And when you create the report on top of it, you'll find better performance. We'll discuss all this extensively for 45 minutes. We'll discuss all this. Why OLTP system databases, when client provided the OLTP databases, why we don't create the reports directly on top of them? Why we create a separate system called OLAP system? Why we will create the reports and visuals on OLAP system? We'll discuss it. For now, we understand that using ETL softwares, we need to move the data from OLTP systems to OLAP, and on top of OLAP, we need to create the reports and visuals like this. So once whatever the information you are showing in the reports and visuals, we call that as actionable information, guys. So if you look at this here, I'm showing some information here in the visuals. I'm showing what is the sales and what is the profits. I'm showing here. Whatever the information we are showing here, we call that as actionable information. Whatever the information we are showing in the reports and visuals, we call it as actionable information. Why? Why we are calling that as actionable information? Why we are calling that as actionable information is, once you create the reports and visuals, you will share them with your clients, guys. Once you create the reports and visuals, you will share them with your clients. That reports and visuals will share it with our clients. Once you share it to your clients, clients will see the data here. Once he see the data, when he see a bigger number here, profit, this is the how much profits we have in our hand, it will tell you. When my client see a bigger number, he will decide to invest this money in some other business. So if you have a lot of money in your hand, what you will do? You'll try to invest that money in some other business. So investing the money is an action client is taking by looking at the data in this visual. By looking at the data in this visual, client is taking one action to invest that money in some other business. Same way, when I share this visual with my client decided to concentrate more on chairs, more on phones. Why my client decided to concentrate more on chairs and more on phones? Those are the two subcategories where he's getting more revenue. Obviously, he'll get more profits. By looking at the data and the visuals, clients will take some business decisions, some actions. That is the reason the information which we shown in the visuals, we basically call it as what? Actionable information. Once you create the reports and visuals, finally we will share them with the clients. Share reports and visuals with the clients. Visuals with clients. When you join in a company as a Power BI developer or any BI developer, any data analyst, when you join in any software company, you want to implement all these steps, guys. So when you join as a data analyst, they'll give the OLTP systems and they'll ask you to create some reports and visuals and they'll ask you to share them with the clients. First, what you need to do is, you are not supposed to directly create them here. Using the ETL softwares, create a separate system called OLAP and move the data from OLTPs to OLAP. And once you move the data to the OLAP, on top of OLAP, create the reports and visuals, share that reports and visuals with the client. This complete process, we call it as business intelligence process. I said that business intelligence is one process where we are converting company's business data into an actionable information, guys. Actionable information. So to implement this process, we need one software. A company is there. A company has some business data in Excel and SQL Server. A company want to analyze that business data. So to do that, they need one software. So they need one software. That software we need to use to implement this process. Now let me discuss. We understand what is business intelligence, definition, and that business intelligence process contains how many different steps we understand, guys. Now we will discuss how to implement this business intelligence process using Power BI. How to implement the business intelligence process using Power BI. Whose product is Power BI? Microsoft. For what purpose they developed this product? Microsoft developed Power BI for what purpose? To analyze the company's business data. To analyze the company's business data. What I said? When a company want to analyze the business data, I said that we need to implement what? Business intelligence process. Any company who need to analyze the business data, they need to implement the business intelligence process. What a business intelligence process contains? These are the multiple steps involved.
Hello, sir.
So just give me a few minutes, man. I'll give the time. Within 10 minutes, I'll complete the class. I'll answer your questions. Now, any company who want to implement the business intelligence process, what are the steps you want to perform? These are the multiple steps. What are the multiple steps involved in the business intelligence process? These are the multiple steps involved. Fine, guys. So I want to implement this process using Power BI, guys. Power BI is not the name of a single software. Power BI is the name for collection of softwares. Power BI is the name for collection of softwares. Collection of softwares. Power BI is the name for collection of softwares. Yes. So if you have MS Office, how many different softwares are there in MS Office? Not only 4. You have a lot of. We know 4 major softwares is 4: Word, Excel, Access, PowerPoint, right? Other softwares also there. Same way, even Power BI is also named for collection of softwares. It is not only one software available. There are even other softwares also. What are the other softwares you have? So Power BI is named for collection of softwares. Let me write what are the different softwares you have. Power BI Desktop is the first software. Power BI Service is the second software. Power BI Report Server is the third software. And fourth software is Power BI Mobile, guys. Power BI Mobile is the fourth software. These are the four different softwares available in Power BI. Using these four different softwares, you need to implement this complete process. Out of these four softwares, the important software is Power BI Desktop. Power BI Desktop is a development software. When you join in the company as a Power BI developer, 80 to 90% of time will work here. The major software among these four is Power BI Desktop. It is a development software where we will spend a lot of time. Tomorrow, when you learn Power BI, when you go and join in the company as a Power BI developer, where you will work majority of time? Power BI Desktop software. Again, internally in Power BI Desktop, we have three more softwares. Internally, this is Power BI Desktop software, guys. Internally in Power BI Desktop, how many softwares we have? Three more softwares: Power Query, Power Pivot, and Power View. These are the three softwares internally available in Power BI Desktop. One is Power Query, second one is Power Pivot, third one is Power View, guys. Power View. These are the three different softwares internally available in Power BI Desktop. Using all these softwares, you need to implement this process. When you join in the company as a Power BI developer, client will provide the OLTP systems. We no need to bother about it. Who will provide these OLTP systems? Clients will provide you. So wherever they are storing the business data, the clients will tell you. First thing, as a Power BI developer, what you need to do is you need to create a OLAP system. I said that any BI developer, first you need to create what? Using the OLTP systems, you need to create a separate system called OLAP system. Where we will create the OLAP in Power BI is Power Pivot, guys. Power Pivot is a database where we will create the OLAP model, guys. Power Pivot is a database where we will create an OLAP model. Yes. Okay, fine, good. So how Oracle and SQL Server are databases, even Power Pivot is also a database where we will create OLAP model, guys. Now, to move the data from OLTP systems to OLAP, you need ETL software, right? ETL software is what? Power Query, guys. Power Query is an ETL software in Power BI. Power Query is an ETL software. If you look at architecture slide, here, if you look at this architecture slide, Power Query will connect to the data sources where your client is storing the data. It can extract the data. Sometimes client will store the data in multiple data sources. We need to extract it. We need to transform it. We need to load it. So extracting means taking the data. Loading means sending the data. So any ETL tool, extracting the data is nothing. Loading the data is nothing. It's a matter of 2-3 minutes. Collecting to the data source, extracting the data is nothing. From Power Query, loading the data into the Power Pivot is nothing. The major part in any ETL tool is what? Transforming the data. So ETL tools are important in the BI project. In ETL tool also, which is the major part, is transforming the data. Why we need to transform the data, right? Now let me explain why we need to transform the data. So take an example. I joined for ABC company. ABC company is an e-commerce company. What is the nature of the business they're doing? E-commerce business. So they're doing the business in US, and all the US data they're storing in Excel. They're even doing the business in India. All the India data they're storing in SQL Server. So the CEO of this e-commerce company is asking to create a report. The CEO of this e-commerce company is asking to create a report, and they're asking to show here. They're asking to create a report, and they're asking to show what is the total profits we received in dollars. The owner of this company is a US citizen. He want to see profits in what? Dollars. How much money he have? He want to see in dollars. When this ABC company is doing the business in US, their currencies will be in what? Dollars. Their currencies will be in dollars. I can extract the data. I can load the data, I can show it. When the same company is doing the business in India, in which currencies they will sell the products, sales and profit information? Indian rupees. So sales and profit information will be in Indian rupees. The data in the source system is in Indian rupees. Client is expecting to see the data in the report in what? Dollars. This time what you need to do is you need to extract the data and you need to transform the data now. Transforming the data is nothing but converting the data from one format to another format. So here in our simple examples, converting Indian rupees to dollars is nothing but transformation, guys. So sometimes when you join in the company, the data in the source system will be in one format and client will be expecting to see the data in the reports another format. Always our OLAP model should contains the data in the format how I want to show in the reports. How I want to show in the reports. Which tool will help us to convert the data? ETL tools will help us. ETL tool will help us. So now let me write here what is transform. Transform is nothing but converting the data from one format to another format. Converting data from one format to another format to another format. Sometimes data in the OLTP systems will be in one format. Client will be expecting to see the data in the reports another format. That time you need to transform it. In our small example, it is what? Indian rupees to dollars. Indian rupees to dollars. Right, guys? Like this, once you load the data into the Power Pivot, you will create an OLAP model. Once your OLAP is ready, what is the next step? Creating reports and visuals. So the Power View software is used to create the reports and visuals. Power View, which software will do that? Power View software. Power View software is used to create reports and visuals. Used to create reports and visuals. Once you create the reports and visuals, what you need to do next step? Share the reports and visuals with the clients. So if you see, these three activities comes under development. This activity comes under where? Admin. So doing ETL, creating OLAP, creating reports and visual will comes under what? Development. Sharing the reports and visuals with the client comes under what? Admin activity. So all the development activities will perform where? Power BI Desktop. Power BI Desktop can do only development activities. Once we are done with developing the reports and visuals, it is not possible to share them to the clients directly from Power BI Desktop. Power BI Desktop doesn't have a capability to share these reports and visuals directly to the clients. It can just develop them. It doesn't have the capability to share them. If you want to share these reports and visuals with your client, you want to publish it to Power BI service, or you want to publish it to Power BI report server, from there you want to share with your clients, right? So Power BI Desktop can do only development work. If you want to share the reports and visuals with the client, either we need to use Power BI service or either we need to use Power BI report server. Power BI report server. So here a question is, to do ETL, I have only one software called Power Query. To create OLAP model, only one software called Power Pivot. To create reports and visuals, only one software called Power View. But to share the reports and visuals with the clients, why two softwares, Power BI service and report server? Why not only one? It is redundant, right? It is redundant. No company will use both of them, guys. No company will use both of them. A company can use Power BI service. A company can use Power BI report server. 98% of the companies, to share their reports, they're using Power BI service. 2% of the companies, to share the reports, they're using Power BI report server. What is the difference? One is a cloud-based server, another one is a on-premise server. Microsoft provided two solutions to the companies. Either they can share their reports through a cloud-based server to the clients. Either they can share that reports using a on-premise server to the clients. You will understand what is the difference. Here the difference is, one is a Azure cloud-based server, Azure cloud-based server, which is used for sharing reports and visuals with the client. Another one is a on-premise server, which is used for sharing reports and visuals with the client. The work they are going to do is pin to pin same. There is no difference. Only difference is one is cloud-based server, another one is on-premise server. You will understand what is the difference. And I said that 98% of the companies, 98% of the clients, they're using Power BI service only. Only 2% of the clients they're using report server. So why majority of the people are choosing cloud? What is cloud? What is on-premise? I'll discuss. We don't have much time now. So once in Power BI Desktop we develop the reports, we'll either publish them to Power BI Service or we will either publish them to report server, and from Power BI Service we will share them with the clients. This two softwares will help us to do the admin work. Admin work. A company can choose either Power BI Service or report server. Once you share the reports from Power BI Service to the clients can see that reports in the mobile phones itself. These days, when we share one mail, where you are checking the mail in the mobile phone, you will install a mobile app, you are checking the mail. If you want to transfer some money to your friend, how you are transferring? Using mobile app. Most of people, they're doing the work using mobile app, right? Same way, whatever the reports we share with the clients can consume them in the mobile phones case. Power BI mobile, it's a mobile application, it's a mobile app. So clients can install this mobile app in their phone and they can see the reports and visuals in the mobile phones itself. Power BI mobile, it's a mobile application which is used for viewing reports and visuals in mobile phones. Guys, reports are visuals in mobile phones. Fine. So as a Power BI developer, you need to learn all these softwares. When you join in the company as a Power BI developer, they'll give the OLTP systems where they store the business data, where they will ask you to create reports and visuals, where they will ask you to share them with the clients. So you need to do all this work when you join in the company as a Power BI developer. Tell me guys, using Power BI, can we do all this? We can do ETL with Power Query. We can create OLAP model with Power Query. We can create reports and visuals with Power View. We can share them with Power BI service and clients can consume them in the mobile phones. With the help of any software, if you're able to do all these activities, you can call that software as business intelligence software. Power BI is a business intelligence software where it can perform all these activities, guys. This is all about Power BI. So I'll conclude. So I'll give the time for the questions now. So coming 2 more classes are free. Today, theoretically, I discussed what Power BI will do. 2 more classes are free. You can attend for free of cost. I will start a new batch on 2nd February, guys. 2nd March 2021 at 9 a.m. Indian Standard Time. 9 a.m. Next class, continuation to this class next is on 2nd March, 9 a.m. to 10 a.m. Indian Standard Time, 1 hour. Coming 2 more hours are free. So new batch is going to start on 2nd March from 9 a.m. Indian Standard Time. In the 2 more classes, I'll practically explain what Power BI will do. Now I'll drop a mail to you. I'll drop a mail to you now once after this class. The mail will include 4 things, guys. First thing the mail will include is recorded session. Let me pause this video. So I